Hello everyone, this is Banter Bill, and welcome to Crucible of Eternity, Path 1 Dungeon Guide. This is not a speedrunning guide, but a guide meant for those who are new to the dungeon, or for those who need a refresher. Starting off, you want to stack in this left-hand corner. The goal here is to lure the first 3 ice elements list to you. We fail miserably at that, but that is the goal. For these ice LAs, the things to watch out for is their ice attack that goes on the ground. That will almost always instantly down you if you get hit. So if you see that attack, I recommend leaving the stack and getting out of there. In terms of class composition, I recommend high melee DPS classes, so that is why I usually run my warrior in this dungeon. If there is more than one warrior running with you, make sure you indicate which banner you're running, as it is useless to have 2 of the same banner. And of course, I can't even follow my own advice and get hit by the ice attack. Alright, we're just gonna stack here as well, and try to lure the wolves and this big Goliath to us. The wolves have a knockdown attack, so stability is useful. As a warrior, I usually try to knock down the wolves as they get to me so they don't knock me down first. In terms of potions, you want to bring undead slaying potions. The boss that you'll be fighting through most of this dungeon, it counts as undead. Most groups pre to the champion patch would skip these 2 wolves, however, one wolf is a champion and so I recommend taking them down. They are not too hard. I also recommend trying to take down the silver wolf first, so it doesn't bother you for the rest of the fight. The champion wolf has an attack that will knock you down instantly. I usually stay in melee range the entire time, although it is kind of risky without protection, because that attack that he does can down you instantly. And so we bring down the champion wolf, collect our champ bag, and we're on our way. I recommend applying swiftness to Agent Spire, because she is really slow, and you will be waiting for her on this part a lot. On this next boss, I equip my Warhorn as a warrior, because having dodges and vigor is very useful. So we start with Path 1, and we're on to Subject Alpha. The goal is to push him into one of these back corners. Unfortunately, our Guardian tries to pull him, but takes one of the ads with his greatsword pull instead. So we just fight in melee range on Subject Alpha. You want to stay in melee range the entire time, even if you are not a melee character. He has a Dragon Tooth attack that is devastating at range, and will down you if it hits you. So I recommend staying at melee the entire time. Plus you get all the stacks, and people can pick you up easier if you stay at melee. So moving on to this next part, you want to stack in the left-hand corner, while one person will pull the golems to you. I recommend stability for this part, because some of the golems do have a knockdown.
Such might!
As a warrior, I usually wait until the golems get close, and then knock all of them down with my Mace 5 attack. just want to DPS them down as quickly as possible. If you do go down in this part, I recommend trying to rally if there are bad guys with HP at a low level.
Don't worry, it's just basic security measures.
Alright, and on to the next part, the laser part, which is probably the bane of most bad shimmers' existence. I go down all 3 times I attempt this during these recordings. It's not good. The strategy here, you can do what the Guardian is doing and jump halfway, then stay off to the right-hand side in between 2 of the horizontal bars. Or you can wait for the vertical bars to come to you and jump with them. Of course, I fail both ways, and I immediately get up here and run right into a laser beam, so my jumping skills are not the best. Once 2 people make it across, you want to coordinate hitting these panels. If you are the person typing in chat, I always recommend typing what you're going on. So I always go on 1, and so I say, let's do this on 1. For the people on the other side, there is a space with 2 panels, and a space with 1 panel. One person can handle both of those panels. If you stay approximately in the middle, you can hit both at the same time, with 1 push of the F key. For this boss, I recommend that everyone fight in melee range. He is very similar to the Honor of the Waves Path 1 boss. You want to destroy the protection turret every time it comes up. And so I have the most DPS in this group, so I just destroy the protection totem every time it's up. Reflects are useful because the attacks from the turrets that buff the boss can be reflected back. So Mesmers, if you have feedback, and Null Field, that will prevent the boss from getting those buffs for a short while. He also has a static field, which I would not cross. You cannot even dodge through it. So if he drops his static field, do not run through it. For this Golem part, the goal is to hack this terminal 5 times. For each hack, you will draw 3 silver mobs. And during the hack, these bomb golems will try to attack you, and if they manage to explode, you'll get knocked off the console. Most groups do a 1-4 approach, where 1 person hacks the console alone, then the whole group goes back and kills the 3 silver mobs that spawn, and then 4 group members hack the console at the same time. For 1 person to defend all 4 group members, you need a party member with high DPS. Since I'm a full Zerker warrior, I can handle defending my 4 group members, so I volunteer to be the 1 person who defends in the 4 section of the hack. Once you hack the console once, you should come back here and line of sight the silver guys that come. Sometimes it's a bit hard to pull the silver guys to you, so you might need to bring them over here. And then just keep killing the silver guys. The bomb golems will not explode if you kill them, so if you see a bomb golem near you, just try to kill it. They do not have a lot of health. Alright, then we're going to try the 4 part of the 1-4. You want to stand up against the console, relatively in the same place, so the 1 person can defend everyone, and count down in chat when you're going to hit the console. You need to do it at the same time. If 1 person even fails to do the console, then you'll have 9 silver mobs swarming on you, which is actually what happens to us, and it was not pleasant. So I'll just cut out that part where we had to kill all 9 silver mobs. If you do manage to hit at the same time, all 4 people just run immediately to that chest we just picked up.
Look who got caught in their own trap.
For this part, if you're in a hurry, which I don't know why you wouldn't be, you want to choose let the Inquest members die. That destroys everyone, the Inquest members and these bad guys that are attacking the Inquest. If you choose, let's try to save the Inquest members, you'll just have to fight more silver mobs. And almost nobody wants to fight trash mobs, so you might as well choose let the Inquest members die. Even if you're after loot, if you manage to get one hit right before the bad guys are about to explode, you still get credit, and so that's what I'm about to do here. I just use my Greatsword 3 and swing across all the bad guys. And I get credit for all their deaths and get their loot. So Subject Alpha is about to appear again. You want to stack against these boxes, and if someone can, you want to try to pull Subject Alpha to you. So either a Guardian Greatsword 5 or Mesmer Focus Pull 4. Protection and condition removal is very helpful here. He drops fire on you, and his attacks do hurt, so Guardians are useful in this part. I recommend that everyone stay in melee range. Again, he drops his Fire Fang attack if you're not in melee, and he also, this time, drops purple ice crystals, which if you're at range, no one will be around to break the crystals for you. So you want everybody in the same spot so they can break the crystals, revive everyone who goes down, and get the group buffs that people bring up. If Subject Alpha starts moving around, you want to move with him because you want to stay in melee range the entire time. Alright, then on to the next boss. For this boss, I recommend equipping one melee set and one range set. The gimmick on this boss is that you'll have to trick him to charge into one of these pillars on the side. And to do that, you want to use a ranged weapon. So here I use my bow and arrow, and he's going to charge into one of these pillars. And once he does charge and falls down, I go into melee and kill him. While he is in this stage, while he's vulnerable, you can knock him down as many times as you want, and that prolongs the stage where he's vulnerable. So feel free to keep him knocked down. In fact, there's an item you can buy from a karma vendor that will keep him constantly knocked down, although I'm not sure how long ArenaNet is going to keep that in. So here I'll just speed up the rest of the fight, because it's more of the same. We just alternate between melee and ranged, whether he's in the Scales of Jormag stage or whether he's out of the Scales of Jormag. Alright, and once the boss is dead, collect your chests, your champ chest and your event chest, and we're on the fight. Guess who? Subject Alpha again. You want to equip melee sets for this, and again, we want to stay in melee range the entire time. He has the same attacks as last time, his fire attacks, his hard-hitting attacks, and his ice crystal attack. So everyone wants to group up, and protection and condition removal is very useful.
Get it before it gets away.
Alright, starting off, you want to stack behind the boxes. That will usually pull Subject Alpha straight to you, and if he starts moving around, you want to move with him. If you do happen to go down and your teammates are mean and don't revive you, you can rally off the tentacles he occasionally pops up. And you just want to melee down Subject Alpha, and again move with him while he's in melee range. If you have protection, that makes this fight much easier, because then you can heal through most of his attacks.
Away again. I could outrun a centaur.
Alright, and then once we beat Subject Alpha for the third time, we are done for the dungeon. You can actually use the submarine to leave this dungeon, although I've had problems collecting the POI near the submarine. If you do use the submarine, it should put you out somewhere underwater near where the submarine waypoint is. And that's it. Thanks for watching, guys.